Trekkie like I am. Anyway, I just wanted to share something with you today that I do each week. I don't know if you're familiar with it's not really a game, it's a virtual environment called Second Life. Well, each week on Wednesdays, I am a Star Trek captain. Original series type era of a ship called the USS Saratoga. What that means is I have a group of people, my crew, that are actually real people that come into Second Life as well, that we do Star Trek role play. Basically episodes that I create, kind of like watching the TV series of Star Trek. Well, anyway, I am Captain WhataboutBob to Kerr, and what you're seeing on your screen is actually kind of my creative process on creating the episode, which is actually the second week of my episode for this week that I'm going to be doing later on tonight. So I thought I'd share that with you here. If you notice, it's USS Saratoga NCC-1887. And one of the things I kind of do for the role play is to get into a little bit of what's going on and what happened last week with this episode is I read what it did, and then I also write a synopsis or kind of like what's happening for the second week. So and I give this information to my crew who also role play with me. Anyway, Captain's Log, Stardate 2271.08.15. The Saratoga is en route patrolling its normal patrol zone along the Romulan neutral zone. After the last encounter a few weeks back with the Romulans, tensions on board still remain a bit high. While patrolling and exploring their current sector, the captain, that's me, Captain Tukur, gives the order to do a second sweep of the same sector. Upon the second sweep, a derelict ship, the Perseus, is found. No signs of life or power indications of any kind on the Perseus. So the captain decides to send a landing party led over in an environmental gear to investigate the derelict ship. So we already did that part. We went over and investigated the derelict ship inside Second Life. I created the derelict ship and built it and the sets and everything in the scene. So this week we're coming back, and I wrote this little part. Captain Tukur and the crew of the Saratoga were able to get to the derelict ship back online. However, something did not feel right about the whole situation, so the landing party beamed back to the Saratoga. Once back on board, the captain's suspicions of this being a trap were confirmed when the Saratoga starts to get surrounded by a Tholian web. And hopefully, if you know what the Tholians are, if you've ever watched Star Trek, you should have an idea what the Tholians are. But nevertheless, there's these ships that are actually going to be making kind of like a web around the Saratoga. And we're actually going to role play this tonight. And then I ask a few questions and so forth. And my followers on Second Life that actually pay attention to what's going on the Saratoga, we call them Saratoga Knights. So stay tuned to what's going to happen, and then I come down here to the individual stations part. And basically, this is all kind of the episode and how I lay it out for my roleplay crew. Kind of give them general direction on how they can do their specific character. Like I have a science officer, I have someone that does helm, I have a yeoman, I have an engineer. My first officer is chief of security, he's a Vulcan. And I kind of give him direction as well and so forth. And we kind of go from there. I don't tell them what to do or how to act or what to say during the role play, but nevertheless I give them some general ideas on what to do, and that way we can kind of further perpetuate the episode and come to an ending. Well, anyway, if you'll see here, I am currently in the middle of doing that for each individual section or station for each one of my crew. So let's see here. I left off with the engineer and give direction to the helm, navigation, and work together to find a way to break the Saratoga free from the Tholian web. Okay, so now next I'm ready for security, weapons, and tactical officer. I always put this in here, even though I don't have a regular crewman. It's just in case somebody else shows up and they want to be the red shirt for the day. If you don't understand what that little joke is, why I'm laughing, in Star Trek, especially in the original series, you know, the one that had Captain Kirk and Spock in it, anytime you saw a landing party go down to a planet or were involved in anything on the ship, and there was always that one security guy or that one individual that was wearing a red shirt. And normally, yep, that's good old Ensign Ricky that didn't make it. Seems like if you're wearing a red shirt, you died in the episode. Anyway, so it's kind of like a running gag with me and my crew. So, and the goal of the episode to I always like to give kind of like a goal or a general idea where we want to end up at the end of the episode tonight, so that we know kind of the direction we're heading to. Like I said, I don't want to tell them what to do during the role play, because part of the fun is that they get to do what they want as their own character. That's kind of what role play is. You're acting like that person in the Star Trek, universe. For me, I get to play a Star Trek captain, so I kind of like doing that. But nevertheless, I don't want to give them specifics. I just want to give them a general idea of where we're going with it, so that we know how to wrap this puppy up. So now that I've got this kind of written for tonight, this is the episode that I write up and I give to my crew. Now I need to save it here. And then I need to actually go into Second Life, which I will show you that. Matter of fact, I will even show you my ship briefly in Second Life. As soon as it finally loads up here. Okay, and first thing I need to do is save the note card so I can distribute it here in a little bit to my crew for later on tonight. And this is Season 1, Episode 6. And this is Day 2 of Oh, What a Tangled Web. And then I paste that in here.